In this video, we'll be taking a look at 2 NBA games happening on May 5th, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 2 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. New York Knicks versus Boston Celtics. The third-seeded New York Knicks are set to face off against the second-seeded Boston Celtics in the second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. It's worth mentioning that the regular season series ended in a 4-0 sweep in favor of the Celtics. Boston is looking to make a statement in this first game, showing the league they're still the top dog in the East, no matter how hot Cleveland might look right now. The line is a big one, but the Celtics have shown they can win big. Every one of their 4 first-round wins came by 9 points or more. Boston dominated the Knicks during the regular season with wins by margins of 21, 27, and 13 points, with the last matchup being a close 2-point win on the road. The Celtics can shoot the lights out from beyond the arc, but it's their switchable defense that gives them the edge. Jalen Brunson will have his hands full with Derek White and Jaylen Brown, and if Jrue Holiday suits up, that's yet another elite perimeter defender to deal with. On the inside, Karl Anthony Towns will have to handle both Al Horford and Kristaps Porzingis, who can stretch the floor and bang inside. Boston ran right through the Knicks this season, sweeping them 4-0 straight up and winning 3 of those games by 13 points or more. Their average margin of victory in those matchups, a dominant 16.3 points per game. That's about as one-sided as it gets. The Celtics come into this series healthy, rested, and backed by a loud home crowd. I think they'll come out swinging and open up this series with a win by double digits. My concern for the Knicks is how unconvincing they looked in their series against Detroit. On paper, New York should have wrapped that up in 5 games without much stress, but Brunson's ankle is clearly bothering him, and there's not really a reliable second option on offense. I think the Knicks are going to find it tough to put up points in this series. The Knicks have only managed 1 win in their last 9 games against the Celtics, although they've covered the spread in 6 of those 9. That's something. Still, they just wrapped up a grueling first-round series and continue to play their starters heavy minutes, which isn't the best recipe if they want to make a deep playoff run. Boston, on the other hand, has had plenty of rest, and for the first time this postseason, they're reporting no injuries. When the Knicks have been underdogs of 7 or more points, they've gone just 2-9-1 against the spread in their last dozen games. Boston hasn't been great against the spread overall this year, especially when favored by a big number, but they're 6-2 against the spread in their last 8 games when laying 7 or more points. The Celtics just have way more depth. Tom Thibodeau can't realistically expect to roll with 5 or 6 guys for most of the game and expect to keep pace with a team that has this much firepower. Even though there's always a chance a team comes out flat after a long break, Boston's had New York's number all year. That's not likely to change now that we're deeper into the postseason. The spread might look a little high, but the Celtics are healthy, at home, and ready to set the tone. As our first pick for this matchup, the Boston Celtics to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Game 1 should start out slow, as both teams feel each other out and the coaches work through their initial adjustments. Boston is a defensive powerhouse and matches up well with New York's lineup. The Celtics have the luxury of slotting Jason Tatum at either forward spot without losing any rhythm, which lets them play big or stack the perimeter with more defenders depending on the situation. The total line for this game is sitting at 212.5, which is quite a jump compared to Boston's recent games against Orlando, where totals were in the 192nd. That jump likely reflects Orlando's scoring issues more than anything else, but Boston's defense remains a constant, and they'll be throwing that same intensity at the Knicks. The Knicks didn't score much against the Celtics in the regular season, just 109 points per game on average, and that's including 1 overtime game that boosted the number a bit. Boston, meanwhile, is giving up only 108 points per 100 possessions, good for 4th in the league. As I mentioned earlier, the Knicks are lacking consistent secondary scoring, and if Boston slows down Brunson, it's going to be a grind for New York to keep up. Also, these teams are in no rush to push the pace. Boston had the slowest tempo in the league this season at just 98.3 possessions per game. New York wasn't far behind, ranking 26th with 99.3. Expect Game 1 to have a sluggish start with both squads trying time to feel things out. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Denver Nuggets versus Oklahoma City Thunder. The fourth-seeded Denver Nuggets are heading to Oklahoma City to face off against the top seed in the Western Conference, the Thunder. Denver had to battle their way past the Clippers in a tough 7-game grind, while Oklahoma City made quick work of Memphis, sweeping them in 4 straight and getting a solid break in the process. The Nuggets are showing up to this series at full strength, which gives them some momentum. On the flip side, the Thunder are still missing Ousmane Dieng, but they've had time to rest and plan. The betting line for this matchup jumped a point from 8.5 to 9.5 after Denver finally put away the Clippers. That kind of movement makes sense when you look at how these teams matched up during the season. The Thunder beat Denver twice, and in those wins, they dominated with an average margin of 19.5 points. They've had 9 days to rest, recover, and prepare, so if they knock off the early game rust, they should be able to push the pace and wear down the Nuggets. After just finishing an exhausting series, Denver now has to jump into this one with almost no breather. The Thunder throw wave after wave at teams, and their bench is stacked. That's a real problem for Denver, whose bench has been shaky at best in the postseason. The depth advantage clearly tilts toward Oklahoma City Thunder. These two are no strangers. They split 4 regular season games right down the middle, 2-2 both straight up and against the spread. Considering it's this late in the year, both squads are in decent shape health-wise, but the difference is in energy levels. The Thunder are fresh, the Nuggets are not. They just finished one of the most draining series of the first round and only had a single day to travel and regroup before facing the team with the best record in the league. Jokic has done his thing against the Thunder, averaging 24.5 points and 15.8 boards per game this season. But now he's got to turn around and deal with long, athletic bigs like Holmgren and Hartenstein, and he'll be feeling it in his legs. The Thunder are deeper, quicker, and more athletic all around. The Nuggets had to dig deep in the first round just to get by the Clippers. That series went the distance, and they only just managed to survive. If they want any shot against Oklahoma City, they're going to need to find another gear. Meanwhile, the Thunder have been cooling their heels since April 26th, giving them plenty of time to rest, recover, and focus. They split their season series with Denver 2-2, but the Thunder have the momentum now. They were nearly unbeatable at home during the regular season, racking up a 35-6 record in Oklahoma City Thunder. Denver, meanwhile, barely had time to breathe after Game 7, let alone prep. Even if they come out hot, I expect the Thunder to grind them down and force mistakes, especially at home where they play fast and aggressive. The Thunder like to make an impression early, especially in front of their crowd. Game 1 on their home floor is the perfect opportunity to do that, and they've covered the spread at home more often than not this season, going 29-12-2 against the spread. As our first pick for this matchup, the Oklahoma City Thunder to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. When these teams last clashed in early March, they lit up the scoreboard, putting up a combined 267 points. Over their 4 regular season matchups, they split on totals. 2 games went over, 2 stayed under. Oklahoma City has been steady on offense all year, and that held true in the first round. They scored no fewer than 114 points and peaked at 131 in their first game. They're going to put up points, no question. The Nuggets are a different story. They've been hit or miss, but they did just hang 120 in Game 7, and not long before that, they scored 131. So the firepower is there. If Denver comes out with some urgency, they might catch Oklahoma City Thunder flat-footed for a bit after their long layoff. Across their 4 regular season meetings, 3 games went over the total. The Thunder rank second in playoff scoring right now, and Denver had a hard time slowing down the Clippers, who aren't exactly an offensive powerhouse. Denver is currently 12th in playoff defense by points allowed. Oklahoma City has gone over the total in 4 of their last 5 outings. Considering Denver's tired legs and both teams' scoring potential, this one could end up being the shootout of the series. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.